Good evening. 4-H'ers, project donors, 4-H volunteers and extension staff, parents, and all of the wonderful supporters of this incredible program. It is my privilege to welcome you to the Georgia EMC Annual Banquet of the 74th Georgia 4-H State Congress. In a day and age when it could be easy to view youth in a negative light, Georgia 4-H shines brightly as a beacon of promise, demonstrating every day the power of youth, not only as the leaders of tomorrow, but also as the leaders of today. Tonight, we celebrate the work of over 172,000 4-H'ers, the leadership of more than 110 4-H faculty members, the guidance of more than 10,000 volunteers at the local and state level, and the generous support of hundreds of donors who make this program possible. Thank you for joining us tonight to celebrate this outstanding program and to recognize our new Master 4-H'ers. We open tonight's event by remembering those who are defending our freedom and by reaffirming our Pledge of Allegiance to our nation. Please stand and remain standing as Matthew Pryor, current Clovers and Company member from Bartow County, sings the national anthem, after which Mackenzie Wurst, Northeast District Representative from Clark County, will lead us in the American Pledge. Please remain standing following the pledge for the parade of state winners.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Mackenzie? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Prior to Congress, over 100 4-H'ers earned the title of Master 4-H'er as first-place winners in evaluation and competitive events. Northeast District Program Development Coordinator, Mr. Al Parker, will recognize this year's special events winners. Mr. Al?
The 2015-2016 4-H competition year culminates this week, but many events have been held throughout the year. Tonight, we honor these special event winners. Special events is a term we use to describe all those competitive events that are not a part of project achievement process. Teamwork, decision-making, and communication skills are built into all of these events, and these Master 4-H'ers have exemplified excellence in these skills. Please hold your applause until the conclusion of the announcements. As the honored 4-H'ers stand, any coaches and donors for these events, please stand as well. The chicken barbecue winner is Sam Hopkins of Douglas County. The chicken barbecue contest is sponsored by Mr. and Mrs. Ken Jones. This evening, we welcome Mr. Jones. In the Cotton Bowl and Consumer Judging event, top honors were taken by Bleckley County. Congratulations to Hannah Mosley, who was also the high individual winner, Sarah Falk, Davis Grimsley, and Marissa Hutchins. Cotton Bowl and Consumer Judging is sponsored by the Georgia Agricultural Commodity Commission for cotton. The winning dairy judging team from Morgan County is represented by James Cagle, Lawton Harris, Constance Johnson, and Will Woodard. The dairy judging high individual is Maddie Hillebrand from Coweta County. The John W. Cook Memorial Fund, represented by Mrs. Ina Claire Cook, the Georgia Dairy Youth Foundation, and the Milk Checkoff sponsor this event. We welcome them this evening. The Dairy Quiz Bowl state winning team from Oconee County consists of G.W. Hendricks, Laura Nesda, and Brantley Say. The Georgia Dairy Youth Foundation and the Milk Checkoff sponsor the event. The Dean's Award competition recognizes youth who have participated and excelled in a broad spectrum of activities and experiences over a sustained period of time. Dean's Award Agricultural and Environmental Sciences went to Anders Austenson of Decatur County. The project is sponsored by Reeves Design Service. Mr. Michael Reeves is with us tonight. The Dean's Award William Bill Edwards Communication and the Arts went to Carrie-Anna Simmons of Spalding County. This award is given in honor of Mr. Bill Edwards. Dean's Award Family and Consumer Sciences went to Hannah Mosley of Bleckley County. We welcome sponsors Dr. and Mrs. Blaine Everson. Dean's Award James Harris Leadership was awarded to Amelia Day of Houston County. Support is given by the James Harris Leadership Endowment. In the egg preparation contest, Caleb Mosley of Bleckley County was the state winner. The egg prep is sponsored by the Georgia 4-H Clover Cafe and the Georgia Agribusiness Council, represented this evening by Mrs. Anna Strickland. The state winning team in the food challenge competition is from Douglas County. Team members are Sam Hopkins, Olivia Phillips, Jacob Townsend, and Victoria Williams. The food challenge is sponsored by Ms. Rhea Bentley, and we are delighted to have her with us this evening. In the food product development contest, Spalding County's team took first place. The team consists of Nathaniel Hawk, Turner Jordan, Hannah Rutledge, Isabel Rutledge, and Carrie-Anna Simmons. The Georgia 4-H Foundation, represented by Chairman Ann Sapp, and the Golden Peanut and Tree Nuts sponsor this event. The 2016 state winners in the Forestry Field Day event are Dalton Farrow, who is the high individual, Ben Schleier, Carly Snow, and Rachel Talano of Hart County. The competition is sponsored by the Langdale Company. The Georgia Junior National Livestock Showmaster Showman Award is awarded to the top showman in each species who presents their project animal with superior showmanship skills. This award is sponsored by Dr. Joe Griffith and Dr. Laura Ann Griffith, who are with us this evening. Breeding U Master Showman is Ben Porter of Morgan County. Cattle Master Showman is Logan Clark of Hall County. Commercial Dairy Heifer Master Showman is Michaela Pollux of Burke County. And Market Goat Master Showman is Alice Kirby of Gordon County. Students in livestock projects begin working with their project animal many months before ever approaching competition. The Georgia Junior National Livestock Show champions have carefully crafted their show animals to their highest quality. This competition is sponsored by the Georgia Farm Bureau, represented by Mr. Taylor Sills, Georgia Agricultural Exposition Authority, Georgia Junior National Livestock Foundation, and the Georgia National Fairgrounds and Agri-Center, represented by Mr. Stephen Shemp and Mr. Philip Gentry. Our champions are: Breeding U champion is Jarrett Baldwin from Hart County, and Commercial Dairy Heifer champion is Brent Bohannon from Coweta County. Spalding County's team took first place at the hippology competition, which focuses on both knowledge and application of equine science practices. Representing the team this evening is Tyler Gibson. The hippology competition is sponsored by the Georgia 4-H Foundation and the Georgia Ag Tag. The Bleckley County team won first place in our horse judging competition. The team is comprised of Jade Allen, Joe Allen, Hannah Henderson, and Carly Henderson. The horse judging high individual this year was Maddie Hutchinson from Walton County. This is sponsored by the Georgia 4-H Foundation, Georgia Ag Tag, and the Kenny Rogers Endowment. Coweta County is our state-winning Horse Quiz Bowl team. Team members include Maddie Hillebrand, Abby Loomis, and Emily Morgan. This is sponsored by the Georgia 4-H Foundation, Georgia Ag Tag, and the Kenny Rogers Endowment. The Georgia 4-H State Horse Show is the culmination of hours of hard work between both our youth and their horses. Students compete in 5 different disciplines to earn the right to represent Georgia at the Southern Regional Horse Championships. The Georgia 4-H State Horse Show is sponsored by the Georgia Agricultural Commodity Commission for Equine and Horsemen's Quarter Horse Association of Georgia. Ansley Burnett from Towns County is the winner of the Contest Events Division. Gracie McBride from Hall County is the winner of the Stock Seat Division. Our state-winning land judging team is from Walker County and consists of Dalton Green, Tori Lawrence, Lauren Pike, who was this year's high individual, and Julia Yerat. Farm Credit Associations of Georgia sponsor the project, and we welcome Representative Ms. Jessica Bassett. Our 2 state winners in Leadership in Action are Amelia Day of Houston County and Hannah Mosley of Bleckley County. This competition is sponsored by Mr. Jason Dukes, the Hoop and Eleanor Bailey Everhart Fund, Epsilon Sigma Phi, represented by President Mary Carol Sheffield. Our high individual in livestock judging this year is Michaela Holmes from Gordon County. Livestock judging is sponsored by Mrs. Wilma Minix and the Georgia Cattlemen's Association. Youth involved within the Georgia 4-H equine projects can achieve Master Horseman status through proven involvement and work with their equine project. Congratulations to April Grantham and Amber Scarborough of Morgan County. The Master Horseman project is sponsored by the Georgia 4-H Foundation and the Georgia Ag Tag. In poultry judging, Audrey Cruz, who is also our high individual winner, Maddie Hillebrand and Cody Whitlock represent the winning team from Coweta County. Poultry judging is sponsored by Mr. Mike Giles and Dr. Carla Abshire and Dr. and Mrs. Bo Riles. We are happy to have Mr. Giles and Dr. Riles with us tonight. The winner of the turkey barbecue contest is Hannah Mosley from Bleckley County, who also took home first place at the national competition. The turkey barbecue contest is sponsored by Ed and Dorothea Graham, who are with us this evening. The Master 4-H'ers in Wildlife Judging are from Burke County. Leland Eberly, David Hosier, Ian McEachin, and Taylor Mizell are our state winners. Farm Credit Associations of Georgia sponsor this event. Our Target Sports SAFE program encompasses several disciplines. The program is sponsored by the Project SAFE Committee. Mackenzie Parker of Chattooga County took home first place in the 22 Rimfire O class. Sawyer Williams from Bartow County took home first place in the 22 Rimfire T class. Grady County's team is our archery compound winner. The team consists of Montana Bell, Savannah Butler, Shelby Jordan, and our high individual, Carson Sapp. The archery recurve high individual was Adam Height from Bullitt County. Walton County's team placed first in the modified trap event. Blake Chitwood was our high individual. Austin Cosper, Shelby Moon, and Matthew Zilkowski are here representing the team. First place in the precision air rifle event went to Spalding County's Jennings Curd, Ben Davis, Amanda Mayo, and Dalton Stoves, who was also the high individual. In the rimfire competition, Bartow County's team took first place. The team includes Sidney Cook, Isaac Griner, Mackenzie Payne, and Sawyer Williams. Bartow County's Sporter Air Rifle team won top honors. Congratulations to Emily Lovett, Leah Martin, Sam Payne, and Megan Wilson. The 2016 Sporter Air Rifle High Individual was Appling County's Gabrielle Music. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2015-2016 special event winners, please join me in congratulating them.
Thank you, Mr. Al, and congratulations again to all of our winners. Ben Murray, Southwest District 4-H representative from Berrien County, will present our invocation. Ben?
Thank you, Ben. As we gathered for friendly competition, meeting new people, and an awesome experience, let us give thanks for this food and this great week. We give thanks for the opportunity to gather tonight united by 4-H. We're grateful for those who are with us, supporting us, and giving so much of ourselves for success. We appreciate this organization that highlights the best in each of us and utilizes the combined strength of youth and adults to work toward a common goal. We ask blessings for the food we have before us, those who have provided it, and those who prepared it. Amen. Ben?
Thank you, Ben. During dinner, music will be provided by Chandler Lidgett from Bullock County, this year's winner in the Performing Arts Piano category. Please enjoy your meal.
Good evening, everybody. All right, so for some of you just a little bit older than me, y'all might have heard of this one by CCR. But I'm sure everybody's heard about Ike and Tina Turner. Now this song is a story about a girl. Her name was Mary. Now Mary was a very proud woman. Y'all listen to the story. After a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day, but I Yeah, we're rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Thank you.
Chandler and Cheyenne, thank you for sharing your talents with us this evening. Please continue to enjoy your meal if you are still eating. And for those that have already finished, I hope you enjoyed our delicious dinner. Elizabeth Hanson, Vice President from Pike County, will introduce tonight's host. Elizabeth?
Thank you, Ben. Throughout my 4-H career, I've had the privilege to attend state congress, participate in project achievement, be a part of judging teams, and many more activities, just like many of you. After visiting donors and seeing how events like Congress are run, I am humbled to be by the generous contributions of Georgia EMC. The Georgia Electric Membership Corporation has been a partner with Georgia 4-H and 4-H throughout history. Collectively and individually, the EMCs support 4-H at a state and local levels. Georgia EMC sponsors several projects and project achievement. They provided the wonderful Georgia EMC and Senior Pavilion we enjoy at Rock Eagle 4-H Center. They annually present the William H. Booth Outstanding 4-H Agent Award. They give 4-H college scholarships, and of course, they generously provide this wonderful annual banquet we are all enjoying now. Please join me in thanking Georgia EMC for their support and welcoming Mr. Dennis Chastain, President and CEO of Georgia EMC.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you, Elizabeth, for that great introduction. It is my pleasure tonight, on behalf of Georgia EMC and the 41 local electric membership corporations across the state of Georgia, to welcome you tonight to the 2016 4-H State Congress Awards Banquet, and I'm really honored to be with you. Like Georgia 4-H, the EMCs of Georgia have strong ties to the communities all across this state. We are customer-owned and we're local-owned, and because of this, we share a long-lasting commitment to the state and to the youth of our state. And we serve a lot of communities in the state of Georgia and have a strong interest in those. The 41 EMCs in Georgia were started about 80 years ago by local leaders to help bring electricity to their homes and their farms. Today, those 41 EMCs serve in 157 of 159 counties, and we serve about 73% of the land area of Georgia. About 4.4 million Georgians are on our lines. And much like 4-H, we do share a very strong commitment to helping to encourage the youth of our state and support great programs like 4-H. And we've got a long lasting relationship with Georgia 4-H, a relationship that we have every day of the year that we're involved in something with 4-H, but we're especially honored to be involved with tonight's program where we recognize the best of the best that 4-H has to offer. So it's, again, my honor to be with you, and appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Chastain. Please once again join me at the podium and accept this gift as a token of our appreciation.
Thank you, Ben. Appreciate that.
At this time, I have the pleasure of introducing the 22nd President of the University of Georgia, Jerry W. Moorhead. President Moorhead is a 1980 graduate of the UGA School of Law and the first alumnus of UGA to be named president in more than 45 years. President Moorhead is the Meggs Professor of Legal Studies in the Terry College of Business, where he has held a faculty appointment since 1986. He has received several university-wide teaching awards, including the Josiah Meigs Award, UGA's highest honor for teaching excellence, the Richard B. Russell Award for Excellence in Undergraduate Teaching, and the Lothar Tresp Outstanding Honors Professor Award. Prior to becoming president in July 2013, President Moorhead served UGA in many key administrative roles, including Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Vice President for Instruction, and Director of the Honors Program. Please join me in welcoming UGA President Jerry W. Moorhead.
Thank you, Ben. And as I look out across this room, I take such great pride in recognizing what the future of Georgia will be because of all the outstanding young people that are assembled here this evening. So thank you for what you do to make old folks like me feel very good about the future of this great state. And I hope many of you will be thinking about the University of Georgia as a part of your future as well. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the political leaders in this state who support 4-H, the agricultural community that supports 4-H, the business leaders that support 4-H, and the many educators in this room that support 4-H. All of these important leaders have come together to make a difference in the lives of young people and to make a difference in the future of this state and this country. So thank you not only for being here this evening, but more importantly, thank you for what you are doing to support each and every young person, not only in this room, but all the young people that participate in 4-H all across the state. I want to, in particular, thank two individuals that are with us this evening. Speaker David Ralston, who has been a longtime supporter of 4-H, as well as the University of Georgia and higher education in this state, and Chairman Terry England, who has also been a great supporter of 4-H, the University of Georgia, and higher education. I would ask you to join me in thanking both of these outstanding leaders for being here this evening. And as I look at all the award winners that have already been recognized, our students, as well as the individuals that will be recognized later in this program, I hope you'll give me the point of personal privilege to call out one of these outstanding individuals who has become such a great friend of mine, and that is Chairman Tom McCall. And I want to congratulate the chairman in particular on winning the Green Jacket Award. We've become good friends on our agricultural tours across the state over the last few years, and he is richly deserving of this award, and I look forward to that presentation later in this program. This is a good time for me to thank members of the General Assembly, as well as our governor and all of the individuals at the Board of Regents that have supported important projects that have helped 4-H, and most particularly the renovation of the 4-H cabins at Rock Eagle, which have played such a critical role in supporting 4-H over the years. And that facility at Rock Eagle has never been in as good a shape as it is today. That would not have happened without the dedicated support of the leaders of this state, and we appreciate that so very much. People sometimes forget that the University of Georgia has as its critical mission to support the people of Georgia. Yes, we educate and graduate a lot of students each and every year. We do a lot of important research, but the critical mission of our institution is to serve the people of Georgia. And 4-H is the best example that I can think of the kind of service that is so important to this state. And so for the University of Georgia to have this linkage with 4-H fits perfectly within our mission as an institution. 4-H is building the future leaders of this state. It's helping those leaders develop into outstanding individuals. It's contributing to civic life. It's helping with the preservation of our natural resources and with the development of our agricultural industry. So the types of hands-on education, development that 4-H encompasses is absolutely central to what we do at the University of Georgia. And so let me close by just thanking all of the youth of 4-H for being such great role models in your own schools. You are the students that make the best grades. You are the students that lead by example. You are the students that are showing the way for others in your schools to achieve. And you are hopefully and most certainly going to be the students that become the future great leaders of this state and continue to move the state of Georgia forward as one of the greatest places to live anywhere in the United States or anywhere in the world. So thank you so much for all that you do, and congratulations to each and every one of you.
Thank you, President Moorhead, for your support of Georgia 4-H and for being with us tonight. The annual banquet is the highlight of State 4-H Congress. We are pleased to have with us tonight the 73rd Speaker of the Georgia House of Representatives, the Honorable David Ralston. Speaker Ralston has held the position since 2010. He was first elected to the Georgia House of Representatives in the year 2002, and he represents House District 7, which includes Fannin and Gilmer counties, plus a portion of Dawson County. Speaker Ralston was named the 2010 Georgian of the Year by Georgia Trend magazine. He was the honorary chair of the 2010 Georgia 4-H Gala. He was the 2011 4-H Green Jacket recipient, and he was vice president of the 1971-1972 North District 4-H Board of Directors. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Speaker David Ralston. Thank you.
I can tell you that when I served as vice president of the North District Council in 1971, that we did not have a project in robotics. Thank you very much for that kind introduction. Thank you for your warm welcome. And let me say that as a 4-H alum, it is great to be back with the Georgia's 4-H family. 4-H has done much to shape me and has been a very positive force in my life, and I owe a great debt of gratitude to this organization. Georgia 4-H is the nation's premier youth development organization. And on behalf of my fellow citizen legislators, I want to commend you for all the good work you have done this year. There is much to celebrate tonight, but first I want to offer my heartfelt thanks to those who support our 4-H program year after year. I want to thank my friend for many years, the president of the University of Georgia, Jerry Moorhead, and his leadership team for all they do on behalf of the University of Georgia, which is our flagship institution of higher education here in the state. And I want to applaud all the faculty and staff of the university, some 10,000 strong, for their work to fulfill UGA's noble mission of public service. I also want to thank the generous donors who have sponsored projects, scholarships, and events. In total, more than $4.5 million was given to support 4-H this past year. Whether you are an individual donor or a great corporate citizen like Georgia EMC, please know that your generosity is appreciated. I have to also recognize my colleagues and friends who are more like brothers in the Georgia House of Representatives who are here tonight. Georgia 4-H is fortunate in that you have many champions in the General Assembly, but few match the strength and enthusiasm of Chairman Terry England, who chairs the House Appropriations Committee, and Chairman Tom McCall. I know that Chairman McCall, who chairs the House Agriculture and Consumer Affairs Committee, will be honored for his service later tonight, but let me offer my congratulations, Chairman McCall, for the very well-deserved recognition that you will receive. And I was thinking that maybe next year during the session on 4-H Day, you and I both will wear our green jackets on the same day. I will if you will. To all of tonight's state winners, whether project or special event, congratulations on your accomplishments and the recognition you received tonight. You join the proud ranks of master 4-Hers who have come before you, and I know you will do all you can to continue 4-H's legacy of excellence. To all of the 4-Hers gathered here, let me say to you, you have a very special calling and opportunity. You are surrounded tonight by a loving family, dedicated volunteers, generous and supportive donors, and exceptional cooperative extension and UGA staff. Everyone here has a vested interest in your success, not just tonight, but for years to come. I want to encourage you to take full advantage of the opportunities that you are afforded. 4-H is truly a place where you can make the best better, as you know, not just for yourselves, but for your club, your community, your country, and your world. Every time you recite that pledge, you reaffirm our belief that working together brings a brighter tomorrow. And let me echo what has already been said, that when I see these 4-Hers here tonight, I know that Georgia's greatest days are still ahead, and I am optimistic about the future of this great state. Regardless of where your journey takes you, whether it is in the classrooms, a corporate bedroom, boardroom. I hope that one's not on YouTube tonight later on. I don't even watch TV to you pick up these things. A corporate boardroom, the state capitol or beyond. You will always be a Georgia 4-Her, and I am proud of each and every one of you, and I look forward to the great things that you will accomplish in the years to come. Thank you, and may God bless you. A little moment of humor.
Along with Speaker Ralston, President Moorhead, and Mr. Chastain, we are proud to have many other special guests here with us this evening to celebrate our achievements as Georgia 4-Hers. Mr. Arch Smith, State 4-H leader and Director of 4-H, will introduce these special guests. Mr. Arch.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Speaker Ralston. He said he livened up the audience a little bit, and that he did. And for all the 4-Hers in the room, we all stumble sometimes, and I think the human side of this man, and the fact that he is willing to take time to be here with us tonight speaks volumes, and so thank you for being with us. I have two tasks this evening, and one of them is to introduce the head table. But before I do so, we're going to, if you will turn to your screens and look for just a moment, you will see, instead of me trying to introduce 40 or 50 people in the audience tonight, we're going to take a little different view or different approach. And we want to thank all these people that are with us, that have joined us this evening, who have not been recognized as donors. But if you look to the screen currently, you see a number of state and federal government officials that are in the audience, and we appreciate your being with us and the support that you provide, not only to the 4-H program, but to the university as a whole. There are also a number of key leaders of the University of Georgia that have joined us that are also in the audience, but not at the head table. Without the great support across the campus, we would not be successful. And particularly within our College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, there are a number of individuals also with us who support us in many ways, including our district extension directors, and we welcome them also. A number of members of the Georgia 4-H Foundation Board of Trustees are here at the head table, but there are also a number of in the audience. We welcome about half of our board is actually with us this evening. Without their volunteer support and their guidance, the $4.5 million that the president or the speaker, I forget which one mentioned it, that would not be possible, but we are certainly grateful to them. And also there are many friends of Georgia 4-H in the room, and while there are a lot of 4-H members and friends in the audience, many have already been introduced. Others will be introduced when we do the project winners in just a moment. But we appreciate this group of friends who continue to support us in so many, many ways. And then finally, our project coordinators, most of whom are University of Georgia faculty members that support the 4-H project achievement process throughout the year. And I might add that on an annual basis, there are about 35,000 4-H members who participate in project achievement with the hopes of being here tonight and maybe sitting in some of these seats one day and being named state winners. So join me in welcoming all the many people in the audience whose names have been flashed up on the screen, and thank you for your support and your presence this evening. At the head table, to my right and your left, and I'm going to start with Mr. Bucky Cook. I'm going to ask the left-hand side of the table to stand and remain standing until your name has been called, and hold your applause till we introduce one side of the table. Mr. Bucky Cook, CEO of Your Pie, former chair of the Georgia 4-H Foundation and current trustee. Mr. Rich Thompson, Georgia 4-H Foundation trustee and CEO of AmeriPublic Partners. Carrie Anna Simmons, the Northwest District representative to the State Board of Directors from Spalding County. Her parents, Darwin and Wendy Solly Simmons, are in the audience, and we welcome them. Stacy Young, Deputy Chief of the Air Force Child and Youth Programs, who has helped support the Georgia 4-H program in so many ways. And Stacy, we appreciate you making a special effort to be with us this evening. Dr. Joe West, Assistant Dean of the University of Georgia campus at Tifton. Mr. Trent Wisenant, 4-H Board of Directors and State Representative from Murray County. His mother, Stephanie, is also in the audience. Mr. Abbott Massey, President Emeritus of the Georgia Poultry Federation. And Abbott, I have to apologize to you for us serving pork tonight, but I used to raise a few hogs, and so you know how it is. But we certainly appreciate the tremendous support that you have provided to 4-H over these many years. Ms. Mary Ann Parsons, Executive Director of the Georgia 4-H Foundation. Zach Talano, State Representative of the 4-H Board of Directors from Hart County. His mother, Ruth Daniel, is also in the audience. Diane Vaughn, Vice Chair of the Development for the Georgia 4-H Foundation and Senior Development Director of Children's Health Care of Atlanta. Dr. Jennifer Frum, Vice President of Public Service and Outreach at the University of Georgia. Thank you for being with us, Jennifer. Caleb McMicken, Director of the Communications Office of the Georgia House of Representatives and right-hand man of Speaker David Ralston. We're glad to have Caleb with us this evening. Julie Bacon of Southeast District, representative to the State Board of Directors from Tattnall County. Her parents, Lee and Jennifer, are also with us. Mr. Landell Hobbs, Chair of the National 4-H Council, which is our private 501c3 partner at the national level, and former COO of Time Warner Cable. Ms. Ann Sapp, Chair of the Georgia 4-H Foundation Board of Trustees and an attorney with Ann W. Sapp, PC, here in Atlanta. The Honorable Terry England, Chairman of the Georgia House Appropriations Committee, who represents the 116th House District in Georgia. And Terry, we're always glad to have you with us. Hope you enjoyed your dessert. President Jerry Moorhead, 22nd President of the University of Georgia, who you've heard from this evening. President Moorhead, we appreciate your presence, but more importantly, we appreciate the support that you give us throughout the year. The Honorable David Ralston from Blue Ridge, Georgia, and the 7th House District and Speaker of the Georgia House of Representatives, and Speaker Ralston and I served as District 4-H officers, not together in the same district, but in the same year. So that we go back a long way. Mr. Dennis Chastain, who you've heard from this evening, President and CEO of Georgia Electric Membership Corporation, and our host for the evening, and also a member of the Georgia 4-H Foundation Board of Trustees. And finally, to my right, Mr. Ben Lloyd, the man who has led this organization for the past year, President of the Georgia 4-H Board of Directors from Ben Hill County, and his parents, Bob and Donna, are in the audience. Join me in welcoming these people. Thank you. And on my left and your right is Ms. Gail Cutler, Public Relations Coordinator for the Georgia Electric Membership Corporation. Dr. Bob Schulstad, Associate Dean for Research with the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. Dr. Sue Chapman, Associate State 4-H Leader. Dr. Libby Morris, Zell B. Miller, Distinguished Professor of Higher Education and Director of the Institute of Higher Education at the University of Georgia. And I believe she was a Hart County 4-H'er a few years ago. Ben Murray, Southwest District Representative to the State Board of Directors from Berrien County. His county agent, Ms. Brenda Knight, is in the audience also. Ms. Lisa Kennemore, Vice Chair of the State Board of Education, representing the 4th Congressional District, and a former DeKalb County 4-H'er. Ken Jones, trustee with the Georgia 4-H Foundation and partner with Hall Booth Smith, attorneys at law, and chair of the 2017 Gala, which will be held, I believe, on August the 13th? August the 12th, thank you, at the, in downtown Atlanta. So we look forward to a great evening in about a year from now. Casey Bozeman, President of the Georgia Association of Extension 4-H Agents and 4-H agent from Liberty County. Ms. Maggie Plott, State 4-H Board of Representatives from Union County. Her parents, Mike and Elizabeth, are also in the audience. Mr. Jay Morgan, immediate past chair of the Georgia 4-H Foundation and the principal with J.L. Morgan Company. Sheffield Hale, president of the Atlanta History Center and the primary catalyst to the development of the Buckhead 4-H Club. And Sheffield will certainly appreciate all your support and help with that project. Mr. Kirby Thompson, past chair and current trustee of the Georgia 4-H Foundation Board of Trustees and senior vice president of Community and Government Affairs for SunTrust Bank. Mr. Jerry Griffin, trustee with the 4-H Foundation and retired executive director of the Association of County Commissioners of Georgia. Mackenzie Worth is Northeast District representative to the 4-H Board of Directors from Clark County. Her parents, Charlie and Stacy, are also with us. Mr. Mike Giles, president of the Georgia Poultry Federation and a member of the Georgia 4-H Foundation Board of Trustees, where he's actually our Secretary-Treasurer. Dr. Sam Perdue, Dean and Director of the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences at the University of Georgia, and his wife, the Reverend Stacy Perdue, is in the audience, and we're glad to have her with us also. The Honorable Tom McCall, Chair of the Georgia House Agricultural and Consumer Affairs Committee, representative from the 33rd District. His wife Jane is in the audience, and also his administrative assistant Lee Goff is with us tonight. We welcome them too. Dr. Laura Johnson, Associate Dean for Extension with the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences at the University of Georgia, and most importantly, my boss. Dr. Pam Whitten, Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and the Provost of the University of Georgia, and we're glad to have Dr. Whitten with us. And finally, Ms. Elizabeth Hanson, Vice President of the Georgia 4-H Board of Directors from Pike County. Her parents, John and Rebecca, are also in the audience, and we welcome them. Join me in welcoming these people. Thank you. If you're following your agenda, we're going to divert from it just for a moment so that we can move to the recognition of the Green Jacket. Our recipient tonight has another engagement in Florida early in the morning and needs to get on the road, and so we want to move this up so Representative McCall can go ahead and he and Jane can get on the road this evening. I first had the opportunity to get to know the McCall family, not by meeting Representative McCall, though I did that as a teenager, probably at Rock Eagle many years ago. But his mother was the district volunteer, and those 4-Hers in the room know what a district volunteer is, to the Northeast District Board of Directors. And I told Representative McCall earlier this evening that as we were going through some boxes at home a few days ago, I ran across a picture, Ina, of us and Miss McCall, and I'm going to try to scan that in and send it to you with all this. I don't know how to use all this technology, but I have children that do, and try to send that to you soon. But State Representative Tom McCall represents the 33rd Congressional House District. He served in the Georgia House of Representatives since 1994, continuing a family tradition that dates back more than 75 years to 1933, when his grandfather, Thomas Francis Bud Kelly, began serving in the Georgia legislature. Representative McCall serves as chair of the Agricultural and Consumer Affairs Committee, and he's also a member of the Natural Resources and Environment and Transportation and Game and Fish and Parks Committees. He served on the State Farm Bureau Board for 13 years. He's a native of Elberton, Georgia, a farmer on his family's grain and livestock farm. He graduated from Elbert County High School, attended Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College in Tifton, and later the University of Georgia, where he earned a bachelor's degree in agronomy. He and his wife Jane are proud parents of 3 children and 1 grandson. But he also was a member of 4-H. He mastered in 4-H years ago, and he too, not in this building, but sat where these young people sat as he was honored as a Master 4-H'er. Ms. McCall is a retired kindergarten teacher, and she also serves as her husband's chief political advisor. He says that while representing the state is gratifying by his political and professional success, that the greatest joy in his life is his family. The person that nominated Tom sent in a long application, and they wrote at the end of it that all the facts that are listed on this resume are true, but they don't begin to scratch the surface of Tom McCall's life and service and devotion to Georgia agriculture. He is grateful to be a decision maker who is involved in helping agriculture, farmers, consumers, and extension and agricultural education at the state level. He is a genuine and honest man as any you will ever find. He has a deep love for Georgia 4-H that has continued since his own days as a 4-H member. He has been involved in the annual legislative livestock showdown since its inception and placed first in the 2014 competition. His love for South Campus has not wavered since receiving his degree from UGA. Representative McCall is not a politician, but a true statesman who stands up for his belief. And he said, when the person went on to say, she went on to say, I believe that Tom McCall is deserving of the Green Jacket Award to honor him for his past, current, and future support of 4-H. A few weeks, maybe months ago now, when I reached out to Representative McCall to tell him that Mary Ann Parsons and I wanted to come visit him, his response was, am I in trouble? And I said, no. And he said, well, what have I done wrong? And I told him, I said, it's not what you've done wrong, but it's what you've done right. And we want to thank you for that. In a few minutes, or maybe the next day, he said, when you come to Elberton, do I have to wear a tie? And I said, no tie is required. And then he sent a text back a few minutes later and said, if I got to wear a tie, we'll just buy some peanut butter crackers and we can meet and eat in his truck. I think the basic principles of life of this man are simple and honest, but yet a great statesman who is the epitome of the kind of people that we need leading not only this state, but this country. I'm going to ask Representative McCall, if you will, come and join me at the podium. And we're going to present you with your green jacket. And I want to remind you that this green jacket does not give you membership into the Augusta National Book. Would you join me in congratulating my friend and your friend, Representative Tom McCall?
Arch, thank you. I remember back when your hair was black and I had hair. But if being in the General Assembly is anywhere to be, which is probably at least three of us up here that might question that at times, I know I wouldn't be there if it wasn't for my involvement in my high school days with 4-H. I'm lucky enough to be married to somebody that if you get to thinking you somebody, she will straighten you right back out and tell you where you came from, which is what I want all of y'all to never forget, is where you came from. My secretary was one of those Indian princesses that ran around Rock Eagle. I don't know what kind of trouble. I hear things sometimes about her, but I never have 4-H out of my mind when I'm at the Capitol, thanks to her. There's a couple of things I want all of y'all to remember. One is never forget where you come from, ever. One is never quit what you're doing. And I know how hard it is sometimes to get up and go do what you need to do with your project work or any kind of county volunteer work. And to you parents, I hope y'all are all like my mama was, that didn't take no for an answer and didn't care what else you wanted to do. You were going to do what you said you were going to do to start with. And the last thing I want you to remember is when you look in the mirror, God didn't make but one of those that's staring back at you. There's just one. Don't ever, ever try to be somebody that you are not. Thank you very much for this. I don't deserve it, but I appreciate it. And Mr. Speaker, we'll wear these jackets come 4-H Day. Terry, you too. Thank y'all very much.
Congratulations, Chairman McCall. We are truly grateful for what you do for the citizens of Georgia and your continued support of agriculture and especially 4-H. Last night at Six Flags, we recognized for the first time the 2016 State Project Achievement winners. Tonight, Caleb McMicken, a former 4-H'er from Paulding County, will present our newest masters. Mr. McMicken currently serves on the Georgia 4-H Advisory Committee and sponsors the Public Speaking Project. He is Director of Communications for Speaker of the House, David Ralston. Please welcome Mr. Caleb McMicken.
You know, it's always good to be here, and I have no problem telling you that I have the job I have for two reasons. One is because that man gave me a chance, and the other is that public speaking was my 4-H project. So it means a lot to be here, and I appreciate it. And I can't tell you what a relief it is when you go to interview for a job with the Speaker of the House. He closes the door, and on the back of it is hanging a green jacket with a 4-H emblem. You have a few things to talk about right off the bat. We're proud to honor 47 outstanding 4-H'ers tonight. These 4-H youth have spent long hours planning activities, practicing presentations, and becoming experts in their field, though each of them will be the first to tell you that they had much help and guidance along the way. Let's take a moment to recognize those who have worked to support these 4-H'ers and have made a lasting impression on these young people. With the county agents, program assistants, volunteers, parents, and specialists who help these project winners, please stand and let us show you our appreciation for your generous support of our state winners. We would also like to thank each of our donors who have joined us tonight and have supported the 4-H program in various ways throughout the year. It takes the support of many individuals, families, groups, organizations, and businesses to make what we do in Georgia 4-H possible, and we are grateful to each of you who give to this program. You will find a complete listing of these donors in your program book. To our donors, thank you for joining us this evening and for your continued support. And now to our state winners. Please stand when your project is introduced, and please hold your applause until all of our winners have been announced. This year's Arts and Crafts Project winner is Mackenzie Worst from Clark County. Miss Marion Fisher and Mr. and Mrs. Ted Jenkins sponsor the project. We're happy to have them with us tonight. In the Beef Project, our state winner is Morgan County's Will Woodard. Our sponsor of this project is Dr. and Mrs. Jim Williamson. Sophia Rodriguez of Liberty County is our winner in the Communications Project, sponsored by Dr. Julia Lucas, who's with us this evening, and Mr. Walter Reeves. Paulding County's Aaron Shuttler is our first place winner in Companion Animal Science. The project is sponsored by Mr. and Mrs. Millard Daniel, Representative and Mrs. Terry England, Dr. Anna and Mr. Ryan Reddish, and Dr. William Sell. Tonight we welcome our companion animal science donors. Our winner of the Computer Information Technology Project is Jared Beeman from Tift County. This project is sponsored by the Georgia 4-H Foundation, represented by Chair Ann Sapp, and the Georgia Master 4-H Club, represented by President Julia Lucas. James Cagle of Morgan County is your state winner in the Dairy and Milk Science Project. The project is sponsored by Dr. Judy and Mr. Henry Hibbs, Ms. Angela Broder-Nemeth, and the family of Bobby Jean McKissick. We welcome these dedicated donors tonight. In the Dairy Foods Project, Piper Brown of Henry County is the first place winner. Mr. and Mrs. Bob Reed and the Georgia Ag Tag sponsor the project. Hamp Thomas of Chattooga County is our Dog Care and Training winner, sponsored by the Georgia 4-H Foundation and Mr. Jeffrey Burke, who are with us tonight. Gwinnett County's Harrison Martin is the new Master 4-H'er in the Entomology Project. This project is sponsored by Alan Naisworthy, the Georgia Master 4-H Club, and Georgia Pest Control Association, represented by President Randy Martin. The Environmental Science Project is sponsored by the Georgia Cooperative Council, represented by Mrs. Gail Cutler. This year's first place winner is Amelia Payne of Bartow County. This year's Family Resource Management winner is Jessica Clyott of Terrell County. The project is sponsored by the Sarah L. Huff Fund. The Fashion Review Project winner is Ria Chwala of Hall County. The project is sponsored by the Georgia Master 4-H Club. In the Festive Foods for Health Project, our winner is Courtney Conine from Mitchell County. Public Supermarkets Charities sponsors this project. Emily Kaysen of Catoosa County is our state winner in Flowers, Shrubs, and Lawns, sponsored by the Georgia Development Authority, represented tonight by Mr. Cale Powers. The Georgia Development Authority also sponsors the Food Fair Project. This year's winner is Julianne Jones of Columbia County. Congratulations to Haley Wilson of Wilcox County, our Food for Fitness winner. The M.K. Curley Cook family sponsors this project in memory of Sandra B. Cook. Hannah Rutledge of Spalding County is our winner in the Food Safety and Preservation Project, sponsored by Mr. and Mrs. Gary Keeve. Kayla Stevens of Crisp County won Forestry and Wood Science. The project is sponsored by Mr. Bill Lott, who's with us this evening, and Paulding Timber Products. Adam Bellflower of Bleckley County is the state winner in Fruits, Vegetables, and Nuts, graciously sponsored by the Meadows Knox Family Fund. Dr. Laura Meadows is with us this evening. In General Recreation, Michaela Robinson of Tift County is our first place winner. Sponsoring this project are the Georgia Recreation and Park Association, represented by Miss Missy Bailey, and Six Flags Over Georgia. Tyler Tucker of Ben Hill County is the state winner in the Health Project. Sponsors are Miss Pat Bruscini, Mr. and Mrs. Lamar Martin, and Dr. and Mrs. Greg Jones, in loving memory of George E. and Vera H. Jones. We are pleased to recognize them tonight. First place in the History Project goes to Adam Womble of Grady County. The project is sponsored by the family of Beth Scott Brown in memory of Darius and Betty Jo Miller. Kaylee Prince of Coweta County received first place in the Horse Project. Dr. and Mrs. Patrick Lucas sponsor the project. In Housing, Equipment, and Environment, Hayden Guthrie of Oconee County is our state winner. The project is supported by Mr. and Mrs. Bucky Cook. In Human Development, Kayla Jackinet of Douglas County won top honors. We thank the Georgia Association of Extension 4-H agents, represented by President Casey Bozeman, for sponsoring the project. The winner of the International Project is Andrea Hill of Wilkes County. Mrs. Eleanor I. Smith is the generous sponsor of this project. In the Outdoor Recreation Project, Dawson Jarrell of Bleckley County took first place. Representing the Athens 6 sponsorship are Dr. Casey Mull and Mrs. Lori Murrah Hansen. Marie Hayes of Morgan County took home top honors in the Performing Arts Dance. sponsored by Mr. and Mrs. Burley Page. Thank you for joining us tonight, Ms. Page. In the Performing Arts General Project, Cubby Roopers of Madison County is our state winner. Ms. April Baggs, Mr. Jared Kraups, and the Georgia 4-H Foundation sponsor this project. Harley Williams of Columbia County is our first place winner in the Performing Arts Other Instrumental Project. Joining us are sponsors Mr. and Mrs. Greg Price. Chandler Liggett of Bullock County takes first place in the Performing Arts Piano Project. We're proud to have Six Flags Over Georgia, represented by Christopher Johnson and Cephas Talbot, as the sponsor of the project. Thank you to Dr. and Mrs. Frank Carter for supporting the Performing Arts Vocal Competition. First place goes to Cheyenne Hoyle of Bullock County. Christopher Morgan of Houston County was the first place winner in the Photography Project. This project is sponsored by Georgia Magazine, a Georgia EMC publication. First place in Physical, Biological, and Earth Sciences goes to Robert Harrison of Hart County. We thank Georgia Electric Membership Corporation, President and CEO, Mr. Dennis Chastain, for the support of this project. Our new master in the Plant and Soil Sciences project is Gabriella Jennings of Union County. The project is supported by the Georgia Plant Food Educational Society. This year's winner in pork production is Heath Parker from Decatur County. Mr. and Mrs. Arch D. Smith and Georgia Pork Producers Association are the sponsors for the project. In the Poultry and Egg Science Project, sponsored by the Georgia Poultry Federation, our winner is Caleb Carr from Gordon County. We're happy to have President Mike Giles and President Emeritus Abbott Massey here with us. Kayla Trice from DeKalb County is the Public Speaking Project winner. Farm Credit Associations of Georgia sponsors this project, and we welcome Representative Ms. Jessica Bassett. The Safety Project winner is Ivy English of Jasper County. Mr. and Mrs. Greg Gaines sponsored this project. Thank you, Ms. Gaines, for joining us this evening. The Science of Engineering and Mechanics Project winner is Huck Smith of Rabun County. Mr. and Mrs. Mike Garrett sponsor the project. This year's Sheep and Meat Goats winner is Elise Webb of Elbert County. We're proud to have Dr. and Mrs. Jim Williamson as the sponsors of the project. In the Sports Project, this year's winner is Rose Moss of Effingham County. The Clover Glove Race Series sponsors the project, and we welcome on its behalf Dr. Bo Riles, Mr. Herman Sasser, and Ms. Linda Zeman. Grace Kiefer of Effingham County won the Target Sports Project, which is sponsored by the Callaway Foundation and the family of Colonel James Jim Body. From Oconee County, this year's winner of Textiles, Merchandising, and Interiors is Andrew Hunt. Mr. and Mrs. Michael Poole and the Georgia 4-H Foundation sponsor the project. In Veterinary Science Project, the new Master 4-H'er is Abigail Turner of Peach County. Thank you to the Georgia 4-H Foundation for their support of this project. Caleb Tyler of Jackson County is this year's winner in the Wildlife and Marine Science Project, sponsored by the Georgia 4-H Foundation. Ben Murray of Berrien County won the Workforce Preparation and Career Development Project, sponsored by Emerson Climate Technologies, and we welcome Mr. Bob Anderson. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your 2016 State 4-H Project winners.
Thank you, Mr. McMicken, and congratulations again to each of our winners. As a Georgia 4-H'er, I know firsthand how wonderful our 4-H agents are. Georgia EMC's Miss Lindy Bridges and Miss Gail Cutler, assisted by Mr. Arch Smith, will recognize some of our outstanding 4-H agents with the William H. Booth Award. Miss Bridges and Miss Cutler.
Good evening. The William H. Booth Award recognizes outstanding extension agents working in the 4-H program. It's an honor acknowledging both peer recognition and career achievement. The award is a tribute to Bill Booth, a founder of Jackson Electric Membership Corporation, who served as a general manager there for 15 years. He was known as a rural electric pioneer, and it was Bill Booth who first suggested that the electric membership corporations take a hand in sponsoring statewide 4-H events. The first awards were presented in 1979. The Georgia Association of Extension 4-H Agents coordinates the judging for the William H. Booth Awards. The district winners are selected through a peer review process. The state winner is then selected based on a dossier and an interview. So at this time, we'd like to recognize the district winners whose information is listed in your state program on page 19, if you'd like to look as we go along. At this, the winner for the Northeast District is Janet Woodard. All right, the winner for the Northwest District is Cherry Hovater. The winner of the Southeast District is Cheryl Popple. And the winner of the Southwest District is Kate Whiting. We'd like to thank each of these 4 outstanding agents and also say thank you to all county extension agents working with Georgia 4-H. The agents have the opportunity to make a powerful impact on young people's lives. With their time, their efforts, their commitment, and their dedication, they're making a difference across Georgia. And it's now my honor to announce the state winner. The state winner believes that 4-H doesn't just build blue ribbon winners, but life winners. In the 34 years she's been with Extension, she's proud to have had 4-Hers achieve mastery in project achievement, judging teams, shooting sports, the horse program, and the foods program. As proud as she is of these accomplishments, she's equally proud that she's taught skills that will allow them to master in life. My 4-H masters continue to succeed in all facets of their lives, she says, becoming productive citizens in the community and continuing to be generous with their time. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the 2016 State William H. Booth Award Extension Agent of the Year, Ms. Cherry Hovater.
Congratulations to our William H. Booth Award recipients, and thanks again to Georgia EMC for your support in recognizing some of our best 4-H agents. Now, Ms. Casey Bozeman, President of the Georgia Association of Extension 4-H Agents, will present the Friend of 4-H Award. Ms. Casey?
Here at the head table, there's one person we failed to recognize, Dr. Debbie Murray, who is our Associate Dean for Family and Consumer Sciences. We apologize about that, but we are certainly glad that you're here this evening. Tonight, the Georgia Association of Extension 4-H Agents recognizes a special friend of Georgia 4-H. This loyal supporter grew up in Tifton, Georgia, and spent her spare time in the summers working with her father at the USDA Southern Grains Research Laboratory and in the entomology department. She attended Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College, earning her associate's degree in agriculture science. She later earned a bachelor's degree in horticulture and a master's degree in entomology from the University of Georgia. Her doctorate of philosophy in entomology was awarded from Louisiana State University. Dr. Beverly Sparks began her career as an urban extension entomologist for Texas A&M University in Dallas, Texas. In 1989, Dr. Sparks returned home to the University of Georgia and spent the next 25 years supporting Georgia 4-H in a variety of ways. Dr. Sparks worked as both an extension entomologist and department coordinator for extension entomologist, district extension director for Northeast Georgia, an assistant dean for extension, and the associate dean for extension, a position she held at the time of her retirement in 2014. Regardless of the role, Dr. Sparks was always an advocate and supported Georgia 4-H programming. Dr. Sparks brought recognition to the University of Georgia by serving in many capacities, both at the regional and national levels. At the time of her retirement, she was the chair of the Association of Southern Region Extension Directors and was a member of the Board of Trustees for the National 4-H Council. Her strong leadership and stellar reputation earned her a place as one of Georgia's Trend's 2010 Power Women in Georgia. Recently, she was honored with the Excellence in Leadership Award for the Association of Southern Region Extension Directors, becoming the first woman to receive this award. Dr. Sparks continues to support Georgia 4-H by serving as a donor as well as a Georgia 4-H Foundation trustee. Dr. Sparks is an outstanding leader for the University of Georgia, Cooperative Extension, and Georgia 4-H. Arch Smith, our state 4-H leader, says that there was never a time when we didn't ask for her support and guidance, and she did not deliver. Regardless of the situation, Dr. Sparks was always a champion for the 4-H program, and we're so excited to honor Dr. Beverly Sparks as the 2016 Georgia Association of Extension 4-H Agents Friend of 4-H Award.
My husband's in trouble. He's been very effective at misleading me about exactly why we were here tonight. So I do want to say that sitting up on this side of the table for the most recent years, you get a different perspective sitting out there and looking up. And these young people that are awarded, that are winners tonight, everybody in the room is a winner, but the ones that are recognized tonight as mastering, y'all are really a good-looking group of young people, and we're very, very proud of you. About 5 years ago, I was sitting up here, and I got a call, and my husband was, you remember this, Arch? we were making it through the evening, and he was told going to the hospital because he was not feeling well. and it turned out he was having triple bypass surgery the next morning. So we're celebrating 5 years of health tonight for my husband, and I want to recognize him, Alan Tibbetts. I'm really at a loss of words. This is a big surprise to me, and I'm at a loss of words. So I just want to say thank you very much. This means the world to me. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Sparks. We're so thankful to be able to call you a friend of 4-H and grateful for your many contributions to this organization. We've had an awesome week in working to make the best better. By visiting with donors, developing new friendships, and working towards higher achievement in our project areas, we have grown to appreciate even more all the tremendous benefits of Georgia 4-H. Dr. Sam Pardue, Dean and Director of the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences, will officially close State 4-H Congress. Dean Pardue.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you. Some of you know I've not been here long. This last week was my 4th-month anniversary. I'm not sure what you get for a 4-month anniversary. Probably cork. But it is my great privilege to serve as Dean of the college. And some of you know when I interviewed, I made the mistake of saying that Georgia 4-H was in the top 3 in the nation. I now know better. It is the number 1 4-H group in the nation. You know, I am truly astounded as we look out over the young men and women who have been honored here this evening and how much that they have provided us with a calming sense of what the future might be like. You know, I've had the opportunity to tour much of the state of Georgia, and I've seen the kind of passion that people have not only for agriculture, for the University of Georgia, and for the college. And I know the passion that these young men and women have had to display in order for them to achieve what they have. I hope they realize that they truly are the keys to our future. It is a time in which there are many challenges. We have many questions. But the lessons that are learned in 4-H are the kind of things that will support these individuals for the rest of their lives. Tonight we honor and celebrate many who have achieved a lot. I want to particularly congratulate Representative McCall for his green jacket. There is no greater supporter of 4-H and agriculture than I am aware of. I also want us to celebrate those individuals who helped get these young people to where they are today, those that served as coaches, judges, mentors, and educators. And tonight we actually celebrate an institution that is more than 100 years old, one that has shaped the lives of generations of Georgians. I hope that those of you who are in 4-H now will learn to treasure the experiences, the friendships, and the networks that you have developed, and the life lessons that you have learned. I am confident that your lives going forward will be shaped and molded by these experiences. So I commend you and congratulate you all. And so it is my great privilege to declare that the 74th Georgia 4-H State Congress is closed.
Thank you, Dean Pardue. Before we socialize and celebrate the success of this Congress, Trent Wisenat, State Representative for Murray County, has a few announcements. Trent?
William H. Booth Award honorees, current state officers, Dean Pardue, Mr. Arch Mr. Chastain, Mrs. Cutler, and Miss Bridges please meet in the back of the Dunwoody room for photos following the program. Adults, be sure to stop by the Ashford room before 10 tonight to pick up your medical forms and anything you did not pick up earlier. Tonight's recreation will be held in this room in the dance area. Hospitality will move down to the dance, and there are tables set up to visit and socialize. We should all be in the dance area this evening. Delegates, please wear your name tag into the dance. You will not be admitted into the dance without a State Congress name tag. And lastly, all Project and Leadership in Action winners, as well as any special events winners who are spending the night, don't forget, you as a new Master 4-H member, you have a meeting promptly at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning in Dunwoody C. Ben?
Thank you, Trent. To officially adjourn this year's State 4-H Congress, Georgia 4-H President-elect James Hancock from Irwin County will lead us in the 4-H pledge. James?
Utilizing the skills and efforts of numerous supporters, Georgia 4-H broadens them to opportunities in leadership and education. President Lord, the 2016-2017 State 4-H Board of Directors is proud of our upcoming opportunity to represent Georgia 4-H. We are ready to go to work. We appreciate the leadership that you and the current State 4-H Board of Directors have demonstrated this past year. State 4-H Congress delegates and guests, please join me in renewing our pledge to the program that will allow us to use our head, heart, hands, and health to influence our leadership, both now and in the future. I pledge my head to clear thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living. For my club, my community, my country, and my world.